Escape from Planet of the Apes. This is the third Planet of the Apes movie in my Planet of the Apes series of reviews. Uh, Two more episodes, and then we get to talk about the Tim Burton remake and the newer movies, but we're just still talking about the original ones. I really like this movie. This one is a lot better than two. Two is such a weird, wacky, bizarre concept that's actually a bad movie. This is actually a very solid movie that has some interesting ideas in it. Basically, in this episode, or not episode, I'm sorry, I'm so used to talking about Avatar now. Anyways, in this movie, it starts where the last movie left off with Cornelius and Zero landing in modern times. Now, modern times when this movie was made, so it's not like 2024, but you get what I mean. They land here in our modern day America, and they become, and they basically are immediately held captive. So that's an interesting concept because it's an interesting juxtaposition of the original movies where, like the humans were the ones being held captive. Well, now the apes are now being treated like the humans were in the original movie. So it creates some interesting juxtaposition with that. And then from there they become celebrities, and it's them trying to blend into society. It's got interesting concepts with that, and also all that. And I like all that stuff. It's got interesting themes about identity and truth, and how we treat others who are different than us. Where I think this movie fails a little bit, all that stuff really works for me. I mean, seeing the birth of Caesar in this movie, all that stuff is awesome. Where this movie fails for me personally is I think it's kind of a missed opportunity not to dive deeper into the fact that these apes came from a time where the human world, as we knew it, blew up and was its own destruction. And so, there would be a lot more fear and paranoia, and diving into that concept would have been a lot more interesting than this movie. I still think this is a really interesting movie. It has some cool concepts, but it is a little bit weird how, I feel like maybe if this movie was not made in the 70s, was made in the 80s, it probably would have dove deeper into those concepts, because at the end of the day, that is something that was very much a fear in the Cold War, the destruction of our own demise, our future, things like that, where this movie, shows us the last movie where Earth blows up, humans die, and apes die alike. And now we're just kind of not addressing that. Still think this is a really solid movie that has its own interesting concepts and does set up an interesting future. It is kind of a weirder story to bounce off of that last movie. I think they did a really good job, though, of making it work, where they took the stuff from the last movie, threw it into this one, and really made it still work. I really like this movie overall. Let me know your thoughts. Like, share, and subscribe.